First, for those curious on a follow-up from last week's sermon, no, I have not received my car back. It is still in the shop. God knows when I'm getting it back. I'll keep you posted. But picture a warm summer day, much like this one. The sun is shining, hardly a cloud to disturb the bright blue sky. A cooling breeze comes from the west. Perhaps there is something sweet on the air. Behind us, the arid wilderness, and at our feet babbling by, the Jordan River. Cold and refreshing, it slithers through the landscape as a natural border between where we are now and where we want to be. See what is on the other side. Rolling hills, distant mountains, and then, finally, the sea. A land of milk and honey. Do we feel fear? Perhaps we feel excitement. Surely this is what many of the Israelites felt at the banks of the Jordan River in this week's Torah portion, Parshat Matot Masai. All the trials and challenges that they faced, thirst and salvation, Midianites and Moabites, Edomites and Amalekites, Egyptians and bondage, and I am only cutting the list down to a few. All of that's now behind them. And in front of them, a bright new future ahead. All they have to do now is cross that river. The Torah was once described to me as the story of our exodus out of Egypt, beginning where you do, with the creation of everything, and ending when we reached the land of Israel. A neatly defined story with a clear beginning, middle, and end. So, here we are. We're at Israel. We are at the end of the book of Numbers, and the Israelites are about to cross and be in Israel. So hallelujah, the story's over, right? No more Torah, we made it. No, not at all. For those of you who laughed, thank you. Because there is a whole another book of Torah. There's Deuteronomy, and then there is Joshua, and Judges, and Samuel, and Kings, and I'm not going to name the rest of the books in the Tanakh. The story doesn't end. It keeps going and going all the way until today, July 10th, 2026, here at BJBE. And this chapter involves two new rabbis. So, as one of these new rabbis, this is a really big transition. Not only has my life changed dramatically, coming from New York where I needed 3 roommates, 3, none of them cleaned up after themselves. They're good guys, but I have grievances. Now I live alone in Evanston. That in itself is a big change, but perhaps a bigger change is that I'm now a rabbi. Not a student, not a rabbinic intern, but a fully fledged rabbi. For the past 10 years of my life, every action has led towards this very moment. To stand on this bima before you and be a rabbi. To actually be here at this moment seemed almost incomprehensible, as if it would never come. Perhaps this is how the land of Israel felt to the Israelites as they stood on the banks of the Jordan. A beautiful land, a beautiful goal, always ahead, but never yet there. So by the time we finally reach it, they just have to take it in. I'm thinking back to when I first entered this building. In fact, I'm thinking back to the first time I entered this room and thought of just how inspiring this place is. 613 seats in this room to represent the mitzvot. 13 rays of light above the ark to represent the 13 principles of Judaism according to the Rambam, Rabbi Moses ben Maimon, also known as Maimonides. Every brick of this building is filled with such intention and spirituality that when I called my mother, as all good Jewish sons do, by the way, the first thing I said to her after coming here was, I feel inspired just being in the building. So to be a rabbi here is truly a blessing. Now, I'm curious. I've been talking a lot about myself, but this is relationship. I'm not just a rabbi here, but I am your rabbi. So what are you expecting for a rabbi in this moment? Are you expecting more scholarship? Are you expecting perhaps someone who could bridge centuries of Jewish tradition, knowledge, and ideas into our era? Or perhaps a calming presence in times of uncertainty? At the very least, a smiling, bouncing face on the bima in times of prayer that can occasionally connect Torah with our daily lives. Being here before you is what I hoped to do from the second I stepped in this building. It will be my privilege now and for years to come to continue to be your rabbi. For many sermons, for many prayers, for many lessons, for the highs and the lows of our lives. Truly, thank you for this warm welcome and for allowing me to be a rabbi for this amazing community. Just as in Torah, that this is the end of one book and we begin another, so too is this a beginning, as Rabbi Kadar so beautifully put at the start of this service. This is the beginning of our relationship and our time together. And I can't wait to see what's in store for all of us. Until then, Shabbat Shalom.